Hello, friends. This is Parag here, your host on Stay Strong podcast. Thank you very much for joining my podcast. It's my mission to bring you best of the best information in the field of kettlebell sport, and strength and conditioning. Today we have a guest from Brazil. Her name is Ivone. She is based in New York. She is a citizen of Brazil, but she is based in New York, and she's a physical teacher. She firmly believes having a coach is very important to monitor your progress, to monitor your logs, to monitor your trainings. We would be diving deep into her mind to understand more of her training programs, how her coach trains her, and most important, what is that stickiness which creates for her to lift kettlebells at this age. Please help me welcome Ivone from Brazil. Hi guys, welcome back to Stay Strong podcast. We have Ivone from Brazil today, a very old friend of mine. We met in 2018 first. That is for the first time, but she's competing for a very long time. Over to you, Ivone. Please give me your professional and fitness background.
Hi, thank you very much for having me in your podcast. It's really an honor and a pleasure. I'm a physical educator by trade. That's what I do. And I have a business that I run in New York, taking care of people's health, training, physical training, and fitness. I've been doing that since 1989.
Okay.
And that's, already gave away. I am already 54, going on 55 right now. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, great. And how long you've been lifting kettlebells?
I started kettlebell in 2016. I was then 49 years old already.
Okay.
Yeah, and at the time I had a friend from Brazil who brought two Brazilians. His name is João Rosario. He brought two athletes, Nicole and Flavia, who is still in the Brazilian team, to compete in New York. I went there to see, and I was there. I didn't think anything of it. The next year, I went to Brazil, and he wanted to train me, and I got hooked. And the reason why I got hooked was because I like challenge, and I feel safe with kettlebell.
Okay. So that was your first introduction when you were 49 years of old, right?
The kettlebell sports. Before that, I was working with the hard style. So I felt a huge difference between the hard style and the kettlebell sports, which is way more fluid, and there's a lot of mental challenge that I like.
Ivone, can you just really give me and the viewers also to what exactly is the difference between the hard style and soft style in your language, because you have used both of them now, and you are now lifting kettlebells for the country, like for Brazil. So what is the difference between training with the hard style and the soft style?
So the hard style, I felt, because I worked with hard style from 2004 up until 2016 when I was introduced to the kettlebell sports. It's very hard. First, it's very hard on the body. And my experience was you have to be extremely careful because of injuries. I don't see that on kettlebell sports. Kettlebell sports, I feel that's way more fluid. It's very relaxing. It's almost as a meditation, because you have to be there in the moment. And everything has to be perfect. It's more about perfection, quality. And I like that. I like the quality of the kettlebell sports. So that is when I made my shift from hard style to kettlebell sports. And that became my passion.
Okay. So who was the first person to introduce kettlebells to you? That was in Brazil, or that was in the US?
No, he is in Brazil, and he was training me online. His name is João Rosario, and we met at Hardstyle, doing a Hardstyle class workshop in New York. He went back home, and he is the first person who introduced me to kettlebell sports.
Okay.
He was the first person that encouraged me to do competitions on kettlebell.
Okay. So that was your first exposure.
Yes, 2016, September 2016.
Okay. But getting exposed to kettlebell sport at this age of 49, although you had very good experience lifting kettlebells or doing strength training, what was the main challenge you had when you really wanted to opt for the kettlebell sport? Was it mind? Was it body? Was it something else?
Definitely the mind.
Okay.
Because using the kettlebell, when you think, oh, you have to be strong, physically strong, is not only physically strong. The mental strength that you have to have in kettlebell is amazing. Not that you have to have, but what I realized, the kettlebell sports helped me to strengthen my mental capacity.
Okay.
Because I come already from sports and competition. I was a martial artist. I competed in karate, in Shotokan.
Okay.
I did Olympic weightlifting also.
Okay.
So I've been done a lot of competitions, but when I got to kettlebell sports, it gets to a point where it's not the body, now it's the mind. You have to have that mental strength, the mental muscle to keep going, and keep going with finesse. You cannot just muscle through. The moment you muscle through is no count.
Yes.
So you have to keep doing it finesse.
Yes.
It's almost as a dance, but a dance with the weight, with the kettlebell.
Yes.
Tossing the kettlebell above your head.
Okay. So this brings to me a very important question of, have you developed the mental strength, or lifting kettlebells automatically develop the mental strength? I hope you understand what I want to ask you.
I had the will,
okay,
but I didn't have the mental strength.
Okay.
So with the kettlebell, it helped me to develop the mental strength.
Okay.
Because doing Olympic weightlifting, you do once, you drop, and you go and you rest. And now you go, you concentrate. Kettlebell, you don't have that moment to go sit down and concentrate and resettle. You are doing, you have to resettle while you are doing. So my mental strength is still in this involvement, in development.
Okay.
My mental strength is being developed and getting better as I progress with the kettlebell.
Okay, got it. So what difference do you find after developing this mental strength, because you're doing kettlebells for a really long time now? What was Ivone in 2016, and what are you now post-COVID in 2022?
Oh, it's huge. From the technique, before I was still, even though I was doing the kettlebell sports, I was still doing as a hard style.
Okay.
So it was very hard in the body as well, because I was constantly muscling through.
Okay.
And there is no muscling through at kettlebell.
Okay.
And so there is a huge change on my quality, how I'm doing, the mental strength. I still need a lot of work, because I still sometimes I hit the wall, especially when you are carrying those 20 kilos on each arm.
Yes.
Get to a point where my brain goes, no, I'm not going to be able to do it.
Okay.
So the body gets to a point where the body say, okay, that's it, I'm done. But then the brain goes, oh, you have one more. And then I have one more. And then the body say, okay, this is it, I have to stop. And then the brain goes, no, you have one more, do that one more. But it's a constant work.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's the biggest quality of kettlebells, because for example, if you're doing marathon, it is a 30-minute event, 60-minute event, and you have to stay put for 30 minutes lifting kettlebells at a certain speed if you want to really get good numbers, and that is really going to tax your brain a lot. So yeah, I mean, this is a very rare and a very important aspect of kettlebell sport, which I guess not other sport is having, which you just mentioned, and which has helped you with the age to get mentally very strong, which is very nice. Now, have you been training your clients with kettlebells, really? Like, do you train, and what are their reaction when when you're asking them to lift kettlebells? What is the first hand experience, and
Uh-huh.
after they lift the kettlebells, how do they feel? Do they want to continue? What is your experience there?
Yeah, no, they absolutely want to continue. But before getting to the continuing, everybody's, I'm going to hurt my back. Can I hurt my back? Is that bad for the shoulder? Is very interesting across the board. Most of the time people say, is that bad? I say, no, it's not, because it's all about quality. And then you have to show the biomechanics
Yes.
of the kettlebell, how it works. And then after they do, they start to realize, and
Yes.
they help them also. I have one client, he's the considered type A person, he's an investor, and is the type of go, just. And when he started doing the kettlebell, he just wants to push through. He realized that was not the way to go. Finally, he was able to understand how to just keep going and working with the kettlebell. You're not fighting with the kettlebell. You have to be one with the kettlebell.
Yes.
Took
Yes.
him to a competition, and he was amazed. So not only this guy, in particular guy,
Okay.
but all my clients who I take to kettlebell, after they do it, they feel the difference. And I have to tell you this one story. In Ireland.
Okay.
Did we meet in Ireland? Or
No, I didn't came.
In Ireland,
Yes.
one of my clients came with me, Laura Layton, 74 years old.
Okay.
And we were doing just little things with the kettlebell. After the competition, she said, I want to get more of that. So she really got deep into the kettlebell. And that was 2019
Yes.
in Ireland.
Okay.
So, and now she's being almost as a model for the other clients that are doing kettlebell, because she's doing it and she enjoys it. But yes, all my clients who are doing it, they really enjoy.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Wow. Coming back to your training routine, what is your typical training routine all for the week? Do you work out 3 times a week? Do you work out 5 times a week? If you can just brief on it.
So I do kettlebell 3 times a week. Usually my workout days are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. In a rare occasion, I do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays because of my work schedule.
Okay.
I start always with, I do, of course, my warm-up, and then I do my kettlebell. After I finish with the kettlebell is when I do my weight training. I do my normal workout. Okay. So basically, it's what I do 3 times a week. In a rare case, I do a 4th day, but not the kettlebell. Then I take a break for the kettlebell. I usually like to take 2 days off from kettlebell because I do need the reset, my brain reset, to go and do it with good quality. But 3 to 4 times, no less than 3, no more than 5.
Okay. So what is up next, Ivone? Like you are lifting 20 kilos or you are lifting 24s? What is your next agenda?
So I'm lifting 20 kilos right now in Portugal.
Okay.
And my goal, because I have done 48 in California, but I didn't go through the 10 minutes. Talking about the mental strength.
Yes.
Now that I already overcame the 16 kilos, what I want to overcome is the 20 kilos. Make the 10 minutes with the 20 kilos. So now there's the work happening right here. When I get to the 7 minutes, 3 minutes is 1 minute at a time. Don't think of the 3 minutes. It's 1 minute at a time. Did 7, let's see if we get to 8. So then when I get to 8, but I want to finalize. I want to go from beginning to the end now in Portugal. That's my goal. With quality.
Yes, with the good quality reps. Yes.
Yeah.
So wish you good luck for that.
Thank you.
Do you also participate in marathon?
So I ran marathons from 1999 until 2019. I was going to do my last marathon in 2020, but then when COVID came, that was it. So
I'm talking about Kettlebell Sport Marathon.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, I have not yet.
Okay.
And I want to get to that.
Okay.
But I still have the work doing here. I'm getting way better, mentally getting stronger, but I have not done yet. My goal right now is I want to do the 10 minutes with the 20th. Okay. And then once I'm done that, I want to engage with the Kettlebell Marathon. Yes.
Excellent.
It sounds fun to me.
Yes. Now, whatever programs you're doing, you're doing strength training, you're doing kettlebells, do you follow any particular nutrition plan? Like, do you add supplements into your nutrition, or do you just eat what's there? So if you can just highlight on it.
Yes. As for nutrition, I've been working with nutrition for so long that the way I eat today is basically the way I've been eating almost half of my adult life.
Okay. Gluten-free,
because I eat gluten-free for many reasons.
Yes.
Love animal protein, so I do eat protein, mostly grass-fed, vegetables, fruits, and I don't eat much fruit, but I like fruits as well.
Okay.
And I like lentils because they are very rich in protein as well.
Okay.
And for evenings, especially the days when I do the workout, the 3 times a week, I do eat rice in the evening just to help to reset the body and so I can go and have a very good night's sleep. As for supplements, I have what I call the basic supplements, vitamin D3, K2. I do vitamin C, fish oil, magnesium, because we are depleted in magnesium as well, and digestive enzymes, always digestive enzymes.
Okay.
So those are the basic things I do. And as a recovery, I do like to, I do my stretches, of course. I tend to get a massage at least once a month. Okay. And I like to soak the body also with baking soda and Epsom salt. I don't like cold water. If I would also do cold showers, which is great, but I don't like. So that is off my regimen.
Okay. Wow, interesting. Great. Now, since you started lifting kettlebells, you of course had a very good strength background. So, plus you had a martial arts background, so you really had a very good jump in the kettlebells. Like it was not like basic. You have to start a lot of dig into the practical aspect of how it is going to help me. But when you actually started lifting 16s and now you're coming to 20s, did you face any kind of injury?
No.
Anything like any kind of a negative setbacks about kettlebells?
Never injuries. I had never had injuries because I had 2 injuries in my entire life. One was with the shoulder when I was doing martial arts, but I was not smart enough to be a giggle. Okay. And then later was because a ceiling fell on my leg. But with the kettlebell, I never had any injuries. Okay. But I believe it has to do what you just said. I have the background already. And also, when I started, I was 49. Okay. So I'm already thinking more of quality. I want to age well. I want to be able to be an athlete while I'm walking this planet. It doesn't matter how old I am, if I'm 80, if I'm 90, you are going to see me lifting kettlebells.
Yes. Wow.
And when I went to Kazakhstan, they were playing music from the 60s and the 70s. And we were, what's up with that? Then at the time I was with the US team. Yes. And they said, did you see? It's the 80s and 90 years old who is lifting the kettlebell. And I remember at the year I did 77 with double 16. This older man on his 80s, he did almost 100 with the same weight I did. This is a great motivation. I want to be lifting kettlebells until I'm walking. The moment I stop walking, this is it. 90 years old, Parag.
Yes.
That's a
Amazing.
motivation. And you talk to them, they are fine, they have no problems. That's who I am to be. So that was a great motivation for me. No, I do not have any injuries.
Okay.
The setback, I remember I trained with Denis Vasilev. He's my coach.
Okay.
To me, it's very important to have a coach. Even though I coach other people, I think
Okay.
it's important to have a coach.
Yes.
I remember 2020, I decided I can do it by myself. So I told Dennis, and also because of everything that was happening, I said, you don't need to send me any more program. I can do it on my own because I'm already coaching everybody.
Yes.
It was a huge difference. Yes, I coached other people. Yes, they are doing great, but mentally, I needed that one person who can see my blind spots
Blind spot.
that I could not see.
Yes.
And Dennis, so I stopped with him for 3 months, and then I had to go back to him because I felt that I was not progressing as much.
Yes, that is why the coach is very important.
Extremely important,
Yes.
especially with me. And I don't want to stop doing what I do because I love what I do.
Yes.
Having a coach is extremely important because when I look, I correct this, I see, oh, this can be better, but then he can see a whole different thing that I'm not looking at,
Yes.
that even as a coach, I may miss,
Yes.
but he can see. Even
Yes.
though when I look and say, oh, this can get better, he comes and say, you can do this, and I'm oh yeah, I didn't see that. And not only that, sometimes as for setback, I
Yes.
feel I don't want to train today. And I am a very strong woman, mentally strong.
Okay.
But having a coach that I have to send my program
Yes.
because he's waiting, because
Yes.
he had sent me the program, is extremely important.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
I'm like a child. I have
Yes.
to go and look at the message to see what did he say. I think it's good. What did he say? Even
Yes.
if there's nothing to correct,
Yes.
and that tap on the back makes me feel, okay, I want to do even more now because he saw that this was good. So no, having a coach for me helps me not to have the setbacks because the setbacks is going to happen.
Absolutely.
And I found out that in 2020.
Okay. Absolutely. Great. So that's a great part of information which you have shared. And that is also a very good message to the viewers that how important the coach is, because many people just understand that they can do it by themselves, and it becomes very difficult. Like you mentioned, that you cannot see yourself when you're in frame, and you need someone who can actually watch you and your form and your technique. So that's absolutely mandatory to have a coach. That's really
Yeah,
nice.
absolutely. Yeah. And I mentioned I competed as a martial artist.
Yes.
I had a master.
Yes.
Then I did the Olympic weightlifting. I was already training people, and I had a coach.
Yes.
And that coach was important in my life.
Yes.
I went to do marathons, run,
Okay.
and I decided not to have a coach.
Okay.
There, eventually I realized how can I progress? Because you can go to just to a certain limit.
Yes.
And then I went and I got a coach. So it's extremely important. And being a coach myself,
Yes.
this is what I do my entire life. This is not my evening or weekend work. I live this
Yes.
every day.
Yes,
So I
that's your bread
know
and butter.
how important.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
I
Yes.
know how important it is, and I'm with Dennis until Dennis go or I go. But I having my coach is extremely important.
Yes. Yes. Now, like for example, if you have certain set of targets to be achieved in a 10-minute set, and say for example you want to do 100 reps with 16 kilos in 10 minutes, so that is 10 RPM, and you fail to achieve that. Say for example you achieve 90 repetitions, although you are very well prepared, but during the competition there are a lot of other things which happens around us. There are a lot of things which happens around our mind also. So if you're not able to fulfill those 100 repetitions as a set target, and if you fail to achieve that, how do you deal with it mentally? What do you
If I
say
don't
to
achieve
yourself?
it,
Yeah.
if I don't achieve it,
Yes.
um, so before, up until 17, 18, I was my worst sweep. I would be very disappointed because I did not make my mark.
Okay.
19 onward, I appreciate every little
PRs,
number.
that is, yes, numbers,
Yes,
yes.
exactly. Little floor that I climb, little steps that I climb.
Okay.
Because I see that, yes, I did the work. And I'm very focused. If you see me in a competition, I'm not looking at the other people. I'm just looking at the judge. Because I want to be focused on the work I have put in. I know what I have done. So I need to do better what I did at my gym. I need to do better here on the platform. And so far, because of that focused mind, I've been doing well. In Italy, was not so good, was very hot. I was sweaty, and I don't use chalk. I don't like chalk.
Okay.
So the kettlebell was about to fly from my hand, and I knew that was going to happen. I just put it down. I had a number in mind to do. I didn't do it, but I was, you know what? You did great. You didn't get hurt. You were able to, you did not finish the 10 minutes, which is what I wanted, I told you.
Yes.
You did not finish the 10 minutes, but you also did not get hurt, and you did your best. I always, when I step on the platform, I'm there doing my best. Even if I tell you, I'm going to do 100, and I just did 80, I know that 80, I put all my in there. I put all in there, and I did my best.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Great. So it's like one of the great sharing, but simultaneously, many athletes don't use chalk. So is there any particular purpose that you're not using the chalk, or you're not very friendly? You have some kind of allergy, or?
No, I don't have allergy. I just don't like that feel, that dry feel on my hands.
Okay.
And also, I'm a massage therapist. And I remember in the beginning when I started with kettlebell sports, I was using gloves to train.
Okay.
And you can now wear gloves to train. And I would only use the chalk in the beginning when I was going for the competition. And my hands was always opening.
Okay.
So I thought I need to tough it up my hands. So I'm not going to wear gloves anymore. I'm going to only use the chalk. I still don't like the feel. It's the feel. I don't like the drying of the chalk. So what I do, I just dry very well before getting on the platform and hope that I don't get so sweaty when I'm doing the lift.
Okay, got it. Okay.
This year is going to happen, Prague. I'm going to hit at 10 minutes in Portugal.
Absolutely. Great. Wow, great. Actually, I would also like to know your best lifting records in 10 minutes, because you have not done marathon. So like in the competition, what are your best lifting records? Do you do only long cycle, or do you also do snatch?
I don't like snatch. I don't like jerks, but I do them. I always do them. So my best lift was 20 kilos, was the online 2020. 53 reps. Yes. And then with the 16 kilos, 101. Wait a minute. Yes. And snatch. Yeah, snatch. I think I did 150. Yeah, it was 115 with the snatch. Yes. And with the snatch, either my hands open, my forearms always gives out, because I don't really train much with snatch and jerk. Rare, but Dennis put it for me, and I always don't want to do it. You see, and then it's very important to have the coach.
Yes.
Because if I didn't have him pushing, I would not do it. If left for my device, I'd only do long cycle.
Yes.
But he pushes me to do the jerk and he pushes me to do the snatch, which is not two lifts that I like.
Absolutely. Great. Okay, great. So that was absolutely great interacting with you, Ivone. Last but not the least is a strong message to Indian women lifters, if you can give, based on your experience.
Play with the kettlebell is fun. It's not, well, it's fun at the beginning, it can be gruesome, but it's priceless. The mental strength that you achieve doing kettlebell is priceless. It doesn't matter if you do it 8 kilos, if you do it 10, 12. When you finish, you put the kettlebell on the floor and you say, wow, before I was doing 10, now I'm doing 20. And then next time you are doing 30. Next time you are doing 50 reps. It's priceless. You are constantly overcoming yourself. But not only that, how your joints it stays. Because after 40, well, we should be thinking about the quality of our body through and through. But usually we start to think later in life. But after 40, after 50, the quality of the joints, the joints being oiled, you being able to turn your head without feeling pain is extremely important. Because I do not believe that there is such a thing as, oh, this hurts, is my age. No. Play with the kettlebell. The kettlebell can really take you to places.
Absolutely. Great. That's a to the point message, and I hope the viewers seeing this, or maybe if you are listening on Spotify, you have got the message from the most experienced Ivone from Brazil. So thank you very much. I wish you loads and loads of the luck, and I wish you to see with 24s very soon, lifting professional event, and see you soon.
Thank you very much for having me. You take care. Bye.
Yes.
See you in Portugal.
See you.